Hi, this is Dave Wilson with Studies Weekly. Thank you for taking a quick moment out of your day to learn a little bit more about Studies Weekly online. So if you'll go to studiesweekly.com when you have a chance, and then just click the login button. I'm going to give you a demo username and password that you can use to get on and pretty much view everything that we have kind of in a demo fashion. The username is mnteacher. Password in lowercase is demo, D-E-M-O, and then of course click the login button. And it's going to take you here to where you can see all the publications we have for Minnesota, kindergarten through 6th grade. We've got social studies, we've got science, there's some character education, a few other things. For today's example, I'm going to go ahead and click on 2nd grade social studies. And what you'll notice is you're going to see all the different weekly units stacked in this fashion. Now, if these weekly units do not necessarily match your curriculum map, we have these 4-pronged arrows. You can literally click and drag the weeks around and put them in the order that you need in order to match your curriculum. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can click on the standards correlations, and this will show you the scope and sequence for the year. You can see what is going to be covered in each weekly unit and what the standard is. So for example, week number 2, you've got these different standards. I can click on a standard, it tells me what the standard is and that this standard is also covered in these additional weekly units. You can also access the teacher supplement right here as well, which is going to show you, again, those standards, the scope and sequence, but you're also going to get additional things, additional resources like the literature links, a primary source analysis tool. It's a great tool. And then you're going to have different Blackline masters and different resources available to you. And you can actually view that or just download it as a PDF. That's if you want to print it out. So if I come into, let's just use week number 4, for example, Good Citizens. It's going to bring me to this first article here. If you'll notice, I'll click, there's a play button. So I'll go ahead and click the play button.
Who is responsible for making a community a good place to live?
Now you notice this is not a robot voice. It's not Siri. This is a human voice. We have paid voice actors that have recorded our over 40,000 articles that we have online with Studies Weekly. Now, I had previously highlighted this particular line. We now have a highlight and note-taking feature. So if I click on this, you can see that I highlighted in yellow. I can unhighlight if I want to, and I'll just go ahead and re-highlight it again, and let's put it back in yellow. I can also make a note. So the question is, who is responsible for making a community a good place to live? I can say, we all are, or something like that. I can save that. Now that particular note is saved, and every time I log back in, I can go in and access that note. And then I can go down to another article, for example. So for example, this one on respect and kindness.
Good citizens treat others with respect and kindness.
You'll also notice that when I finish reading an article, I can earn coins. Now this coin system is a lot of fun. I'll show you what you can do with these coins in just a minute, but now that I've read this article, I can collect what we call these Rev coins. We have this little avatar, his name is Revere the Rat. And every student gets their own virtual rat cage that they can use these coins to purchase things to decorate their own virtual rat cage. And I'll show you that here in a minute. But if I scroll here to the bottom, you'll notice a few other things. Here it's showing me again what the unit standards are, and I've got a lesson plan. So this is telling me what the literature links, the literature standards that are going to be covered. It's giving me a summary of what we're going to go over for that week, some words to know, some teacher-guided questions, and basically suggestions on what you can do on each page. And if I scroll down to the bottom again, there's my standards correlations. I've got Blackline Masters right here, so I can click on this. Those are in your teacher supplement, but they're also right here. So they're nice and easy to print out from right here. Now, if I scroll to the top, you'll notice that some of the articles, not all of them, will have what's called bonus sources. So I can click on bonus sources, and this is going to show me additional content that will supplement the article of being a good citizen. So for example, here's a video on being a good citizen.
As As members of our communities, we have a responsibility to be good citizens. A good citizen does their part to make their city and neighborhood a better place to live in. That can be volunteering, voting, sitting on a jury, or even serving in the military.
Now you'll notice that there's a download button under every video we have, and by the way, we have thousands of videos. There's a download button. You can click that and download that if your internet access is really poor. And you also have a transcript of this as well. So the nice thing is, now once we get to the end of a weekly unit, so I'm going to go ahead and click back to articles. Once I get to the end of a weekly unit, I have a test. So I can click Edit Test. I've got all these questions. Now this is a teacher view. Now if I need to change these questions, if you have a 504 or an IEP student, you can edit these questions, you can delete them, or you can add your own type of a question. There's all these different question types. And then when the students are ready to take the test, I click Activate, it turns it on. Once they take the test, I click Test Scores, and it has graded everything for me automatically. Unless there's a short answer, then it'll give me like a number 1 or a number 2 telling me that I've got additional questions that I need to go in and look at. The last thing I wanted to show you real quick is the search bar. Up here you can search for any of the primary source content that we have. For example, if you wanted to search up Ruby Bridges, we have tons of interviews with lots of people, but we interviewed Ruby Bridges. She came into our office about a year ago, sat down with our film crew, and gave us an interview. Fast forward just a little bit here.
Really understanding what was going on around me at the time.
So we've got World War II vets that we've interviewed, former Holocaust survivors, immigrants that have come from other countries. A lot of things you can do on Studies Weekly, so I invite you to get in and play around. If you do have any questions, you can give me a call. My number is 801-850-3282, or you can email me at dave.wilson@studiesweekly.com. Thanks. I hope this has been enjoyable.